They hire a lot of new media folks around here from 2 years ago. You guys, holy cow, where'd you guys come from? I was here 2 years ago when we were ranked 18th in the country, and I sat here by myself. There was no one in the room. I ain't lying. I'm telling you the truth. I'd like to meet you guys before I leave. You guys cover the team now. I enjoy interacting with media and the opposing teams in the SEC. Holy cow. Brand new folks. Welcome to the SEC. It's great having you guys. What we got after that thorough butt whooping? Not much I can say that describes the game. We got totally outplayed. Their guards just dominated our guards. We lost. You name the whatever part of the game. We had zero. You know, one of the things we spoke about is they're not a very good defensive rebounding team, but they're a very good offensive rebounding team. So we had to get offensive rebounds and not give them them offensive rebounds. Well, we obviously didn't do that very well. I've never coached in a game where we got destroyed on the glass the way this team got destroyed today. We had no fight in us today. So, and they're too good. When you play a team as good and athletic and as talented as they are, their point guard's a special player. I'm a huge fan of his. He's a difficult cover. He's difficult to guard when you play well, and when you don't play well, you get embarrassed, and that's what they did to us.
Billy Ambati with 24/7 Sports.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Were you here 2 years ago?
I was.
You calling sick that day?
Probably on the road.
Jesus, holy cow.
Tremont Waters, what is it about him that makes him so difficult to defend from
First of all, he's an unbelievable competitor. That's for starters. I don't coach Will's team. I don't really read like what other coaches say about their teams. Some guys are consumed with that. I'm not. But I got a feeling he's probably going to tell you that he's the leader of their team. That's just a guess on my part. He's an unbelievable competitor that's got great instincts for the game. And, you know, in the day and age where you see a lot of guys that dribble 147 times, he gets everybody the ball. And when you cheat, then he attacks you. And but the competitor that he is, because he's a very good basketball player, the competitor that he is puts him over the top. I think he's phenomenal. He's one of my favorite players in the conference.
Tyler Nunez, Tiger Rag Magazine.
Were you traveling 2 years ago, too?
I wasn't here 2 years ago.
You see, I knew some of you guys were new.
I'm new. Chris Silva got in some foul trouble early, only played 8 minutes in a game where, as you said, y'all kind of got dominated on the boards. How much of an impact did that make on this game?
Yeah, it's happened 3 of our last 4 games, and we've been fortunate we escaped because we haven't played teams that have the front court presence that LSU has, and we obviously paid a price for that today. You know, and 4 of his 5 fouls are away from the ball. That has to stop. I don't know. He's a senior. I don't know what to tell you. That's got to stop. And but he continues to commit fouls away from the ball, and I don't know what to say. But at the end of the day, we couldn't keep their guards. Our ball screen defense today was atrocious by the guards and the bigs, and their guards are real good off the bounce. They're real good off the bounce, and they just toyed with us. They got the ball in the paint anytime they wanted. We never put up a fight.
Amy Just from NOLA.com, and no, I was not here 2 years ago.
You're new too?
I was not here 2 years ago. I was in Kansas.
You see, ooh, wow! I spent some time in Kansas.
Yes, I know.
I knew you guys were new.
You touched on it a little bit, but 3 of LSU's 4 bigs got into double figures. 2 of them had double doubles. You know, what exactly were they doing just to dominate down low?
Yeah, their guards. It's not like they're running post-up plays. Their guards are just driving the ball, and then we were forced to help, and then their guards make the right play. They pass the ball. They don't hold the ball. That's where Traymon's special. I know if I was a big guy, I'd love to play with him, because if I set a good screen for him, he's passing me the ball. And that's and when your leader does that, everyone else falls in place and does the same thing. But since we couldn't cover their guards off the bounce, and it's not like they shot a great percentage. If you look at that's why stats are like, if you look at defensive field goal percentage, you're like, well, they guarded pretty good. No, we didn't. We were embarrassingly bad defensively. But anytime they shot and missed, they grabbed every offensive rebound. And that's a credit to their – I know this. If I'm a big and my guards pass me the ball when I'm open, when they shoot, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to go rebound. I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but I can coach offensive rebounding and win the best of them. And that's where Tremont is special, because those bigs get open. He doesn't force shots. He passes the ball. Whether they make it or miss it, he doesn't care. He makes the right play. So then when he shoots, those bigs know, like, he passes me the ball, I got to go rebound a shot. And they're good. I mean, his name escapes me, the fifth-year senior transfer. Oh, my God. Yeah, he's long and athletic, and he's chasing that offensive rebound. And then Emmett Williams was my favorite high school player last year, personally. He was my favorite high school player. Because what did he get, 14, 15 rebounds today, somewhere in there? I don't know what he got. He was my favorite high school player last year because of the way he plays, his aggression and how physical he is and how he attacks the ball. And so they got the personnel to go rebound the ball because their guards are real good, and then their big guys, since their guards pass, their big guys go rebound. They don't stand around and watch.
Kevin Baptiste, WAFB TV. Would you say that's the best perimeter defense you've gone up against this year?
Yeah, they were good defensively. That's Tremont again. He starts your defense on the ball. It's your point guard initiates your defense, initiates your offense. And when your point guard doesn't get beat off the dribble and he keeps the ball in front of them, it allows everyone behind them to be aggressive. And as athletic as they are, you let them get aggressive defensively, which is what they were. In the first half, how many passes for layups did we give them? Where we just passed it right to the defense so they can go shoot a layup. But it all starts with Tremont. He offensively makes every right play, and then on defense he sits there and guards the ball. A couple years ago when you guys called in sick, I kind of had the same deal. I had a guy named Dwayne Notice who would guard you at the half-court line, and you weren't getting by him. So then you have the two guys, Thornwell and Dozier, on them wings, getting in passing lanes, and we create all kinds of open court opportunities because of that. And that's a credit once again to Tremont. I'm not big on watching teams until we're getting ready to play them. Some coaches do. I'm a different bird, I guess. When I started watching them on film, everyone has told me they're the most athletic team in the league. I haven't played every team in the league, but I kind of know people's personnel. They're as athletic as I've seen here in the SEC in my time in the league, top to bottom.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you guys. Welcome to the SEC again. If I can ever help, I'm a phone call away. Carl, what are they going to ask?